So I actually just wanted to read my diary entry that I wrote today. It's kind of been fed by a lot of thoughts over the last few days, over the weekend, over even the last few months. It's a lot of the thought has come from the workshops with my Kanini group, and the work that we do together. It's a women's group that meets on Thursday evenings, and basically we're just looking at the crap that women still have to put up with, and the fight for equality that we still soldier on and fight for. And this weekend I was filling out the funding form for actually the next lot of workshops, and it just really weighed on me, writing out the reasons that we need the funding, the reasons for the workshops, the importance of the work, and it just was fed into by so many other conversations that I've had with women recently, who have been in certain situations over the last couple of weeks or the last couple of months. This is, we're in 2020, it's a whole new decade, at a time where really equality should be normal. So anyway, I'm just going to read out my diary entry. I hope it kind of makes sense. It was kind of free-flowing thought, so just take it as it is, I guess. So, dear diary, it's been a week since I wrote, and a whole lot has happened. We've been frantically working through the stuff for the festival exhibition, 4 decades of history, 4 decades of how the arts affects every aspect of our lives, how it grows towns and increases revenue, broadens our minds, offers an escape, starts conversations, and allows us to be honest with ourselves and with each other. Betwixt this chaos, I was writing up our funding application for the Creative Ireland to continue the work we started in 2019 with the Kanini. Nearly in tears, the weight of the importance of the work weighed heavily down on my shoulders. It's not my burden to carry. I cannot change society or change the world. My words and actions are small and insignificant in a world of billions. But I live with the burden of it every day. Every woman does. Every person who is considered as other by society lives with this burden every day. It weighs heavily on our shoulders, and if we let it, it will drown us. This weekend we learnt the heartbreaking news of Caroline Flack's death. The weight of this burden was so heavy she couldn't carry it any longer. Women are not seen as equals. They are not considered equal in any walk of life. For hundreds of years, women have fought and lost their lives with the hope of equality, that we should be seen as equals, with the same treatment and expectations as men. The heroes of history won us the right to vote, the right to work, the right to wear trousers. And although all honourable and all important and all vital steps in the journey towards equality, we have to ask, why are legal rights not enough? In a world where politics are reshaping our countries, how can laws be changed and the conditioning of society still be ingrained so deep that we still have to scream at the top of our lungs to be heard? It's 2020. Why am I needing to fill out a funding form to research, understand, and blow open this hushed secret of the oppression of women? Why are we still mourning the deaths of those who are brave enough to be themselves unapologetically? Why do I still have to talk down the monster of rage that boils inside me as creepy old men watch me walk past just because I'm wearing a skirt? There are many people, both men and women, who have come to believe that the fight for equality is over. People joke, will you never be happy? The false belief is terrifying, and it's so dangerous. It's at the root of all the brushed off comments and the conditioned belief that we just need to get on with it. No matter what anyone tells you, we are not considered equals. When we can be respected without judgment, dress without criticism, act without being torn apart, speak and actually be heard, when we are accepted without feeling the need to defend ourselves, and when men are held to the same account that women are, then and only then will we be considered as equals. A crime against a woman is too often overlooked. A crime against a man becomes international news. When our society respects an individual for who they are, supports their passions, and shows unconditional kindness regardless of their gender, then we will be working towards an equal, balanced world. Each of us is an individual. We are unique, soulful, powerful people with so much to live for. But we are conditioned to believe that we must fit into the parameters laid out for us, and God help anyone who might step outside of them. We have a right to be who we want to be without expectations from society being laid onto us. We have a right to our own minds, our own thoughts, our own voices. We have a right to our own lives, our own paths, and our own dreams. We have a right to say no to society expectations. We have a right to say no to other humans. A right to protect ourselves and defend ourselves both mentally and physically. We have a right to have agency over ourselves and our lives. And it is up to us to make these choices and our responsibility to own them. We have a right to be treated with dignity and kindness and respect, just as men are treated. We have a right to have our voices heard and believed. We live in a world where women can do no right. If she reports a sexual assault, she's called a slut. If she stands up for herself, she's called a bitch. If she takes no shit from others, she's seen as cold and heartless. Yet we have just as much a right to all of these actions, just as men are. To anyone who believes that the fight for equality is over, ask your mother, your sister, your aunt, your female friends, if any of them, how any of them would feel walking into a room full of men on her own. Then tell me that we live in an equal world. The only way this will ever change is if the hearts and minds of people change. The conditioning must be undone. We must be seen as equals and treated as equals. Women did not fight and die for us so we can be designated dishwasher. They fought and died for us so we could choose. What hurts my soul so much, it's not the fight for equality. I will march on the patriarchy with all who will march with me. What weighs down my soul is the mere fact that we must march at all.